Gotta find it.
We're ready. We're good now. Okay, hold on.
Where did I put my little script?
I read some of that stuff and went, oh,
What's this?
if I'm calling.
They want me by email. Not new board state.
Township Municipal Utilities Authority, July 20th, 2023 will now convene. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this regular meeting was provided to the public and the press on December 27th, 2022. By delivering to the press such notice and posting same at the municipal building and file with the MUA as well as posted on the website. All rise for salute to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag,
of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The roll call of members and professionals, please.
Paul Carney,
Present.
Dave McDermott,
Here.
Ed Snook,
Present.
Ed DeYoung,
Present.
Mark Bauer,
Present.
and Pat Rizzuto is not present, and neither is Kristen Weekend. And then for professionals tonight, we have Danelle Bright, CFO and Administrator, Howard Laser is Licensed Operator, Rebecca Cobb, the Attorney, Rob McNinch, Auditor, Benoski, the Engineer, and myself, Jacqueline McCabe, the Recording Secretary.
Like to make a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only. Someone please make a motion.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it.
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right now, I don't have anyone from the public wishing to speak.
Okay, see no one from
I
the
make a motion, we close the open session.
Get a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 23-23, approval of the bills. Motion to approve 2023, the approval of the bills.
I'll make that motion, Paul.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Paul Carney,
Yes.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Ed Snook,
Yes.
Ed DeYoung.
Yes.
And item number 7, approval of the minutes. Special meeting of March 30th, 2023. We have a motion to approve the special meeting minutes from 3:30 to 30.
I'll make that motion.
Get a second?
I'll second.
Just so you know, Ed DeYoung and Mark Bauer were not present at this meeting. Paul Carney,
Yes.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Ed Snook,
Yes.
Ed DeYoung,
Abstain.
yes, Bauer,
Abstain.
thank you.
Okay, regular meeting minutes, June 15th, 2023. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes from 6/15/23?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Paul Carney,
I don't believe I was there.
oh, you were not there.
I will
Have that written down. Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Ed Snook,
Yes.
Ed DeYoung,
Yes.
and Mark Bauer.
Yes.
Okay. Agenda item number 8, resolution 23-24. Audit resolution and affidavit. I'm going to make a motion to approve resolution 2024 audit resolution and affidavit.
Any any discussion or any items on it?
Why don't you discuss- Does anybody have anything to discuss about them?
I can tell you that the finance committee with Donnell yesterday and reviewed the audit. There were no findings, significant or otherwise. And I think Donnell can give us a little bit more briefing on what else is part of that report.
Sure. So the part that I focus on as CFO, obviously, is the findings in the audit. And our net position has increased to nearly 1.5 million, which is a positive thing. For the MUA, we obviously have goals to be able to kind of have our own stabilization fund for rates going forward. So this is a positive finding, I guess you could say, for the audit. And there were obviously no significant findings in our regular processes and procedures in the finance office. I'm gonna kick it over to Rob, though, because our auditor is here, if he has any other, if he wants to say a couple of things.
I think both Ed and Danelle summed this up very well. This was a very good audit. What the report shows is the authority had a very good year financially speaking. Revenues exceeded what we budgeted by about 101,000. Expenditures were under budget by about 277. And that surplus, that 378 surplus, went right into the available to use funds for the authority. So overall, a much improved financial position. Audit wise, when we do these government audits, we're really looking at three things: the condition of the financials, the internal controls, and compliance. And I'm happy to report in all three areas, the authority did very well. The financials, the books are in good shape. They're reconciled on a timely basis. We didn't have any real material or audit adjusting entries. The ones that we did have would be more common with closeout of the financial statements. You see that with pretty much every authority that we work with. From an internal control side, everything was running as it was designed to be and as it should be, with no exceptions. Overall, just a good year between Danelle and Jackie. The office is running very, very smooth. That's always a good sign. It also means that during the year, when you get financial statements, be it quarterly or interim, you know that you can rely on it. When we're going in and we're seeing that there's not a lot of adjustments being needed to be made, it means that what you're getting is reliable information during the year. So that's from a control side, definitely a plus. Now from here, there were two resolutions on the agenda, or I'm sorry, one resolution and an affidavit. All of you are familiar with this. This is a housekeeping measure. There were no audit findings, but the resolution relates to certifying that the committee has reviewed that section in the report. And from here, what we do is this document gets submitted to the state along with the audit report. This year, there's a bit of a change with the submission process. We used to just mail all this in. Now this is being done on the state's FAST system, which is their online submission. We did that with the budget as well. But now with the audit reports, everything is now being provided to DCA through that mechanism. Beyond that, again, very good audit. And barring any questions from the board, that's really the only thing I had to comment on that.
Thanks, Rob.
We have any questions?
I do not.
Sounded good. Positive.
Yes, exactly. Moving in the right direction.
So then, we'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2324, audit resolution and affidavit.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, Paul Kearney,
Yes.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Ed Snook,
Yes.
Ed DeYoung.
Yes.
Okay, item number 9. Greater, oh, sorry,
Mark gets the vote.
Mark?
Yes.
Does he still votes?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, Mark Bauer, sorry, I'm sorry. Didn't know that you voted on that. On the resolution for the audit.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item number 9, administrator update.
Okay, so pump station 2, I think Steve can probably speak more to this. but we are still kind of in a pre-construction, clearing work, minor work on the site phase. If you drive by there, you will see some trucks over there, doing some minor like clearing work and stuff. So we're still waiting for a couple of things. And then we can schedule a like groundbreaking ceremony. We will have that for anyone who's listening. The sewer service area mapping, we did have a meeting with the DEP. Our good friend Eric and Gabriel met with James and I. It seemed very clear that they basically haven't looked at our shape files in like 6. But we put together kind of a timeline and a framework on how we're moving forward. So they did finally look at our shape file this past week, which was their deadline. And they just had one comment, which I think James addressed with it yesterday. I spoke with him yesterday. There was just a question about where there was a C1 buffer and whatever. We should be good to move forward on that. I also reached out to the county, Autumn at the county. I have a meeting with her next week to discuss how we move forward with the county, because the county has their own approval process too. And I kind of want to line them up at the same time so that when we're done with the county, it'll be in line with being done with the state. So the state can just approve it and not have to wait on the county for that. So that will be the sewer service area. The transfer station, we reached out to SCUMA again. We've been having some conversation back and forth. Kristen and Pat are on that subcommittee. So we've been having conversation back and forth about answering some of the questions SCUMA had before we meet with them. They wanted some of their questions answered beforehand. New developments. So not so much new developments, but the sewer service, the expansion that the township was approved for. Dewberry has started some preliminary work on that just to get us estimates and see how far we can bring mains down the road and to specific areas that already are in the existing sewer service area. But we obviously want to put some mains close to where we know that the expanded areas are going to be approved. So we kind of want to use that money as far as we can make it go. Financial updates, all the additional changes to the EDU counts for the condos have been corrected in the same fashion as the last round from last year. And obviously the 2022 audit was complete. So you heard about that tonight. I don't have anything else to report.
I got one question. We have some more, we're in better shape financially. Will we be able to use that to pay down debt that we have existing?
Okay, so you could use it next year to make additional payments on debt.
Okay,
What I plan on doing, so the township has a bond right now for the sewer pipe and stuff that we purchased from United Water. Sorry, I couldn't think of the words. The sewer system that we purchased from United Water, that is bonded out. So that is a straight payment that we make to the town every single year.
okay,
So that one doesn't fluctuate. We can't really pay that down faster.
yeah,
But the note that is coming due in August, so the township goes out for notes every August now.
yeah,
That note coming due is $600,000. Usually what happens is the MUA, the township sells the note to like a third party. Let's just say, for example, Lakeland Bank, right? It's been a bunch of different ones. Let's just say Lakeland Bank. Lakeland Bank will pick a interest rate, which right now I'd say they're between 3.8 to 4.5%, depending on what it's going to be in the next month.
mhm,
So let's say they got a 4% interest rate. That interest rate is then charged back to the MUA to carry that note because it's the MUA's debt.
yeah,
So however, because we're in a good financial position, I've spoken with bond counsel on the township side, I've spoken with the auditors on the township side and our auditor. And we do have the ability as an MUA to invest our funds in other municipal or MUA
bonds,
bonds and notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase the debt from the township at a 0% interest rate. That's my goal, so that we don't have to pay that, because ultimately we're paying that interest.
Right.
So because we
I paid you.
need to do
Yeah,
that,
that could be 4% instead of.
yeah, so
Or worse.
for us, that'll be a savings of that interest rate on a $600,000 note, so.
Good. Do you have an idea what that would come to a year savings or?
I don't know, like 20, I would have to do the math.
Different calculator.
Yeah. But it is a savings. In the past, we've had like anywhere from $40,000 a year in note interest to like $100-something-thousand a year in note interest when I first came here. So we have paid down the debt, and the town has paid down that debt a little faster because it's a taxable note because of the type of debt service it was. So we're trying to pay it off as fast as we can on the township side. And then right now we're getting money from Mountain Creek to offset those principal payments and interest payments. So,
The $20,000 to $30,000 savings.
yeah.
On the sewer service area.
Mhm.
I know this has been something we've been working on for, I don't know what, the last 10 years.
Forever.
Yeah.
In these conversations, and it looks like we're starting to get some, maybe a tiny light at the end of a tunnel. Is there any indication as to approximate time for approval and this is over and done with?
So the only comment they had, I think it was this past Friday or Monday when we got an email from Eric from the DEP. It was a minor comment that we've addressed. So I don't see anything else after that. Like he's already reviewed anything and he's already reviewed everything and he doesn't have any other comments. The process is they then have to issue like what the draft publication would be because it has to get published. We have to review that. We have to approve that. It goes back to them. But I think he said it would take a few weeks for his department to give like a final review. I have a schedule for them, so he told me this is how long it's gonna take, and that's what I'm sticking to. So now that he has a final comment, I will be following up like in accordance with what he said, which is what I did. I did that last week, and now we have, oh yeah, I just finished reviewing it. So.
And then in regard to potential hookups down the road, what is the status of the units that we're gonna get built out down the street here?
On Theta. So I've met with them a bunch of times. They would like to have shovels in the ground in September. Mhm.
23.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's good.
I remember I was on that call with you June 20 something with the DEP. I was only able to phone into that and it was encouraging in one sense that they were actually answering the phone.
Yeah.
But when trying to nail them down to a schedule for things, it just seemed like
It's impossible.
Well, I know that's why.
every time you said, well, okay, then that's the final, well, no, that's not really the final step because then we have to do this and then it'll go here and then it goes there and it goes back and forth. And relative to the draft that they had to put together, they hadn't even started to work on that. So how long will that take? Well, we don't know. We haven't started working on it. It's everything is like Jello. It's like,
Yeah.
They were never the fastest moving
No.
people in the world, and really since COVID, it's snail's pace down
They're
there.
also like,
at least Donnell's, keeping a close tab.
they're also never there. Like I send an email and then the response back is immediate. And it's like, I'm out of the office until Monday. And I'm like,
Well, I know that on the water side, you have to send your reports in and to a database. And that was full. People couldn't send in their
Yeah.
mandatory reports.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, the voicemail is full. There's no more.
Yeah, right. There's that. Yeah. Yeah. You've been forwarded to an all.
so yeah, I'm trying to stay on top of it. I've
What
been
are you gonna do?
really good with James too about staying on top of them. We are trying, but I feel it is definitely better than it was 2 years ago. We're definitely a lot further along than we were 2 years.
Still listening.
All right. Thank you, Donnell.
Mhm.
So number 10, license operator report.
Yes, for most part, we've been running pretty smooth. I mean, the stations are going smooth. The only call that we had was a power surge at pump station 1 from a tree on the wire that was on fire. Me and Kazel had to go in and manually reset our pumps because they were on overload. And then Donnell pump station 2, I think they were a little bit more further than breaking ground. I stopped down there today. I think they got a gist on where they want to hook in.
Okay.
Where Black Creek lift station pipe runs. And I believe tomorrow they're going to pour for the wet well.
Oh,
Cool.
that's
Oh.
good.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
More than I anticipated at this point.
Yeah. That's good.
That it,
Yeah,
Howard?
that's not-
That's all I got. Yep.
All right, thank you. Item number 11, engineer report.
Good evening, everyone. So, Donnell hit on the sewer source there. I don't think I really have anything to add there. As both Donnell and Howie noted, construction has started. I know Howie's still skeptic of, he's been waiting so long that he's still skeptical of the whole thing finishing at this point, but maybe I shouldn't have said that, but construction has started. So in the last couple of days, they have been excavating for the wet well. The wet well is the main structure that, you know, houses the pumps and the sewage enters into, etc. That's a rather large excavation, upwards of 20 feet deep. So that is in progress near completion. And the next step would be to delivery of some of the precast pieces. And while they are making progress, the fact of the matter is there is a long ways to go. There's a lot of different components to it, a lot of different pieces to it. So as much as progress, things have started and progress is being made, there is still a long ways to go. But just nice that they started and work is moving along. I'm trying to think what else I have. Donnell hit briefly on the transfer station. There's been, well, we just prepared some documentation in preparation of a potential upcoming meeting with the county. And that's all I really have. Yeah, just one other thing I want to share. So we're providing construction inspection services for the pump station construction. So we have someone on site, maybe not every day, but most every day for at least a few hours, you know, typically not all day, but we have someone on site most days.
Do you, does the board want to me to reach out to Coppola and we can find out about like scheduling some sort of breaking, or do you want
Yeah.
I mean, I know we talked to Steve about like maybe waiting a little bit until they got a little bit ways along. So they have like the large trucks there and, you know.
Well, you want it to, I mean, you want it to be presentable, like there's something truly underway.
Something's going on.
You don't want to get there and there's like, you know, a Dixie cup size hole in it. So, yeah, but I also, I also want to get a handle on, and I know I asked for this and it seems like it's probably not something that could be done. Numerous reasons, a timeline and a tighter timeline in general, but
Yes.
my understanding is that there's some supply chain issues.
Yeah, correct. So there's some procurement issues that they're working through. So once they work through that the next week or two, we'll have a definitive schedule.
Now, these procurement issues, are they vendor specific, or are they
No, basically generators are taking a very long time to procure at this point. For any vendor, for any project, it's the same problem everyone's having.
okay? All right.
Mhm.
Anybody else got a question?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Item number 12. Open the public for items not on the agenda. Would someone like to make that motion, please?
Make a motion to open the meeting to public for items not on the agenda.
We get a second. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No, I don't have anybody wishing to speak.
Nobody from the public stepping forward. Make a motion to close the meeting to the public for items not on the agenda.
I'll make a motion to close.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item number 13. Commissioners' comments. Well, we'll start with the furthest away, so let's start with Mark.
Come in, Mark.
Ground control.
There we go.
All right.
Question. As of our last meeting, I believe Minerals Hotel was $89,000 and change in arrears. Has there been any update on that?
I'd have to double check. I don't think so, but I would have to double check.
Is that in arrears to the MUA or to
Yeah.
the town?
The emir. I did contact them, but
Are they up for any renewals with the town?
That arrearage is still the same, unchanged.
correct. So what happens is if they come in for any permits or stuff, they won't be issued any permits until they pay.
Including-
This is not abnormal for them.
Oh, no.
And then what happens is they come in for a permit in the fall or something, and then they're not given it, and then they have to pay.
So if someone, some entity is habitually late, do they get extra fees tacked on?
They have, their interest rate is huge. Especially for the amounts that they owe. It's not like a regular residential, right? Like they're at the 18% interest that we charge, so.
I guess that's not a deterrent.
Although I don't know why you would want to pay 18%. You're not making 18% on your,
Never been a deterrent. This is.
No, I know.
Normal.
It's deterrent.
what they do to them. This is what they do.
All right.
We need to follow up on it again with them, or is this just?
So basically what happens is, right, like, it's no different than taxes. Somebody pays their taxes, fantastic. Someone doesn't pay their taxes, they're gonna have interest charges on them, right? Eventually, if they do not pay their fees, like, let's say they go for 2023 and they don't pay their fees, well, they're going to tax sale next year.
That is,
Eventually, we'll get the money and we'll get more than what we originally owed. I mean, it's terrible to say that, but
Yeah, but we got bills to pay too.
well, that's my
Yes.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else, Mark?
No, thank you. My question is answered.
On to you and to Ed.
Well, I'm happy to see we're moving along with stuff that you and I worked on the last time I was on the board.
Yeah.
And it looks like there may be light, like you said, at the end of the tunnel.
Remember with the road runner, the end of that
And-
black tunnel was.
It looks like we could be doing work before 25 for the expansion. Because 25 is when 94 gets redone and
it's already started. I mean, technically, because we already have engineers working on expanded.
because
Like shovels in the
if
ground.
if we go into 25 and they redo the road, they'll have a moratorium on when you can dig it up.
So I will tell you, I did speak to the county and I did speak to the state specifically, the DOT about, things like if we have an sewer or if we have water, right? Because we're looking to put water in. And they said there is a process to go about, ripping into the road, even though they just paved it.
We were close to something, but they delay what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of timeline we're looking at, right? Like, so we were, when the town was originally looking at putting a water line in on, 515, not 517, sorry, on 515. We were going to ask the county to hold up, but the county had it already scheduled for a certain period of time. And because of the length of time it would have taken us to get pipe, because of the backlog,
Yeah.
we just said, we won't worry about it right now. We'll
Yeah.
wait.
I remember we were discussing it here. And they said that they would start at the other end of wherever they were. And that would give us the additional time.
Yeah, but
But it
in order to get the pipe, we would have had to wait another 9 months just for the pipe. It would have we would have been able to meet like all of our dates for like bond ordinances, all of
Yeah.
that would have been all met, but it's like the procuring
Yeah.
the actual, yeah,
Can't put anything in the ground if you don't have it.
that's right.
That's all I got.
Hi. I just like to, thank Danell for the good job with the audit and, that we're in a better financial position now.
Yeah.
And also for keeping active and keeping the pressure on, the DEP with the store service area. We'll get there eventually.
Thank you.
That's it.
Eddie said what I was gonna say. I'm happy that we're in a better position. And I'm sure that comes largely to Danell and everybody else who works on it, and good to see that we're making progress. And even if we have to fight with the DP.
Agreed. And I think we're all feeling each other's, thoughts here. I'm extremely looking forward to the groundbreaking. That would be a true sign of progress and things happening and letting the public know, people know things. There's obviously when the people attending the meetings, there's, few to none most of the time, so they don't really know what's going on and don't see the work that is being done. They'll see work being done there, but they don't know what goes on behind the scenes with the board, Danelle, Jackie, all the work that goes into getting these things accomplished. Our engineering staff, everybody. So kudos to everyone. Board members of the past couple of years who were involved in this and getting us in a better fiscal position. And that's, most of that goes to Danelle. But the board members were part of it too. And I just want to thank everybody. So I think for the first time in a long time, we're nowhere near out of the woods financially, not even close, but we're definitely heading in a better direction than we were when I first came onto this board. So I just got to keep going in the same direction, and hopefully the results will keep going that way as well. That's all I got. So with that, let's go to item number 15. Anybody like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Oh, that guy.
All in favor?
One of us. Just put that in.
Hi, everybody.
Take it easy, Mark.
See you all in a month.